Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and you are in our Stitchuation room, a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here in my motorhome today and follow me on my sewing journey. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we're not home yet. We leave as soon as we finish today's live. We're going to take off and head down for home just south of San Antonio. I am north of Austin in a little town called Leander, and Frito is here. She heard me start and she wants her treats. So I'm going to turn the camera. You guys are going to get a little view of our motorhome. I need to get Frito her treats. Hold on just a second. She's ready. Yeah. Are you ready for your treats, Frito? What do we got here? What do we got here? My little, we can see you, Frito. Yeah, you're a good girl. She came right over. Where's my treats? There's a little turkey treat she got from a friend of mine. Yes, you did. There's another one. Good girl. And then, oh, what's that? I'm going to go brush your teeth. There you go. All right. Good girl. Claudia brought Frito some little treats. So, yeah, she's real good. Yeah. My motorhome has more square footage than your house. Yeah, it's pretty big. Keith and I are not small people. So we needed something that had a huge, floor plan so that we can move around each other. I have been in brand new motorhomes. This is a 2011 Winnebago Tour 42 footer. And I have been in brand new motorhomes when we were up in Canton a couple weeks ago. And, they have a choke point in the middle and you can't get past each other. That would not work for Keith and I. So it's very dark. We met a couple in a coach right next door to us. And I went in there and there's this 4 years old and it's bright light wood and lights everywhere and really, really pretty stuff and all that. But anyway, you got the kit and pattern ordered for Autumn Love. Excellent, Linda. That's great. Yeah. You're going to love that. We're going to have a great time with that. I'm so anxious to get started on it. And Sail and Serendipity has a 35-foot RV, all white. Yeah, the problem with white is if you're married to somebody like kind of pig pen like mine, we're going to have smudgies everywhere. So let me get my coffee. I put it over here on the counter behind me here. So, well, awesome. I could paint my cabinets, Becky. No, I cannot. I cannot paint. It comes out looking terrible when I paint things. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love the RV too. It's pretty nice. It is. It's very, very comfortable way to travel. I'm going to have to get another cup here. Fortunately, my Keurig is sitting right behind me. We've got a 35-foot slide on the driver's side over here, and I'm sitting on a slide which is the living room and kitchen for the passenger side. And then there's a slide on the other side of that. That's the half bath right there. That's a half bath. I'm not taking you back there because I haven't made the bed. And there's a full bath in the back with the master bedroom. So lots of square footage in here. Yeah, very, very comfortable. Okay. So I have been in Georgetown, Round Rock, Texas area for the last 2 days. I missed you guys. I couldn't get on and do a live because my show times at those events were very early. I needed to be there at 8:30 or 8:45. And so I just couldn't do it. Oh, Darcy, we are not doing the giveaway today. So that'll be tomorrow. Well, I missed you guys too. Yeah. So the first day, the guild, the Georgetown, it's called the Chisholm Trail Quilt Guild. That's a mouthful for me. I don't know why. And I went to give a talk at their quilt guild all about snap applique. Y'all, I was so impressed with the number of members in that guild. There were over 100 people in that room. It was amazing. So they've got a lot of activities that they're doing. They're raising all kinds of money for charities, and just so great. There was another group there from the Austin. I think was it Austin's Quilt Guild or no, somewhere else near here. There's all these little guilds in Central Texas. So they were there and talked about an event that they have coming up. And anyway, but it was storming really bad. Like the power went out bad. Big thunder boom and the power went out. And on my laptop here, actually, we had things kind of, frizzled and whatnot. And the power supply thingy that plugs into the wall, not the cord, it's separate with the Mac. It's a big white. I have it over here. No. Anyway, it died. It's a surge suppressor. It has a little surge suppressor in it, and it died. I was like, oh, it did protect the MacBook. So I haven't, we've got to get a new one. I haven't gotten one yet. So I'm down to about a quarter of a battery on this tablet, my MacBook. So, but Kay says it was crazy that morning. It was crazy. Just storms. They said there was tornado warnings in the area, but it was so soupy, we're driving, and then the watch lady or the car lady comes on and says low visibility, and we were like, well, no kidding, we can't see a thing. But we did not get rain in San Antonio. Okay, well, everything in Central Texas got it big time. Yeah, it was a lot. And then so that went that morning. And then the next day, yesterday, I was at the Austin Sewing and Quilting. And you guys, that's a brother dealer among others, but it's in Round Rock, even though it says Austin. If you guys get a chance and you're in the neighborhood, stop in there. Lots of fabric and tons of accessories. There's just eye candy everywhere. As soon as you walk in, I mean, it's not like it doesn't feel like a machine dealership. It almost feels like a quilt store, which is awesome. So they have a huge classroom in the back, and that is where I spent yesterday teaching snap-applique with a pretty in-depth workshop. It was great. We had 17 signed up for the class, and only 13 showed, which was good because we had lots of room. We had a lot of space, and made it all work, and it went well. So I want to thank Linda Casillas, who was the workshop manager for me. She was fantastic from the guild, and they were just the most wonderful host. Then we went like 2 or 3 doors down from where the store is. There is a Texas barbecue place called Smoky Moe's. Oh man, the food was fantastic. So as soon as you walk in, it smells like brisket. It just smells like Texas. I love it. So Katie said that was her home city and favorite quilt shop, and she misses it. Katie's up in Illinois now. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. So as soon as I walked in, they had this huge wall of glide thread. Okay. And I put in the title of the video, Glide Thread Haul. I need my colors are limited. I'm running through my not embrilliance. What is it called? Exquisite and Isocord threads. The colors that are used quite a bit. I'm going through those. And so I was like, I really want to get all the threads, because now that's what Kimberbell is using for the most part. They're choosing glide colors, and my machine, my Luminaire and everything, all the brother machines that I have love glide colors, no trouble with them at all, the glide thread. And so, okay, you couldn't make it half mile from your house. That's too bad. Oh, but I went in there, you guys, I bought one of every color. He had 372 spools of thread, or maybe 327. I can't remember, but I bought over 300 spools of thread yesterday. I will show it to you tomorrow. Right now, it's in the back of the y'all, my hair, the weather here. Oh my goodness. It's in the back of the truck. And my goodness, it's one of those, well, what do I need? And what's it? Who in here has purchased every color of a thread? Oh, Frito's looking for, it is a dangerous place. It is. Oh my gosh. I bought all 300. Yeah. I have had the Madeira thread chest. I have that I got 10 years ago. So that's okay. The Madeira Poly Neon is what I got with one of my very first machines. Y'all, Frito's hungry. So yeah, let me, Frito, you ready for breakfast? Are you ready for breakfast, girlfriend? Yeah. So, I gotta feed the dog. Frito, ready for breakfast? Yeah. Good girl. Okay. And we feed her Beneful. And she gets, this is that probiotic for itchy dogs, that immune. All right, Frito. Give her about a teaspoon of that. And then I make bone broth for her. Because she's spoiled. Yes, she is spoiled. Yeah. Good stuff, huh, Frida? Yeah. You ready for breakfast? There you go. Good girl. And while I'm up, I'm going to get another cup of coffee. I hope you guys don't mind. Let's see. What I had was cooling off. Not good. It's water. It's always something, isn't it? We'll just hang out in here while you guys soak. There it is. Oh. So yeah, that store is absolutely beautiful. He has a lot of Kimberbell in there, lots of stuff for machine embroidery, of course, being a brother dealer. And Mike was just so nice. Let's see. That classroom was huge. They had a screen rather than a TV. I think a TV would have been a little bit better so that folks could see. It was difficult. I had a little projector, which worked okay. But it was just hard to see. So is that store online too? I don't know, Nancy, if it is or not. So are we discussing Autumn Love today? I was going to. I just wanted to talk about the threads that I got. I want to make sure my thread is going to match the applique piece. So I just I don't know if I'm going to get a kit from Two Chicks or not, or if I'm actually, it is online. Okay. Or if I'm going to use up my fabric that I have. That was my initial intention, but I don't know. Oh, well, this is good. Let me see here. What did I see? It's I tell you, Debbie, I have this. She said, I have my Madeira thread chest. My daughter got me this past Christmas. I hate to use it as it's so pretty in the chest. I have, and that Madeira thread chest comes with papers in it to tell you where all the colors go. I don't know how. They get totally out of order every time. And after a while, I just took the papers out and kind of filed them by color because I can't keep up with what's what. It is so hard for me when it says you need this thread color number. I don't know. Y'all, unless you buy thread specifically for a dedicated kit thing that's going to work. I know Betsy says she's going to use her stash. Got to start using it. I am too. Yeah. Now, Barbara, I was thinking about that. She says, I can see new shelves for the thread. Believe me. So I didn't bring it in. It's in a big box. There's the love of my life.
Big box.
Big box. Don't show your belly, baby.
I was putting my dress down.
Put your dress out. Um, I was thinking about that. What am I going to do to be able to access all of that thread? Right now, it's in a huge box in the back of the truck, all taped up. And Keith didn't want me to get it open. I don't want to get it open because we don't have the tape to be able to close it back up. I used the tape at the store to close the box. They had a big Moda fabric box, and so Keith, cut that thing up, made it work so that it'll
fit my truck.
It'll fit in the truck. Yeah, you had to do that. All right. I want to thank everybody who came to the class yesterday. That class is really intensive with the snapplique, and Sandy was there. She's the one who told everybody, you got to have Becky up here to teach this. So Sandy was there. That class was, it's a little labor intensive. Your head just kind of goes, I think I need to change it out. Where did I get the glide thread? Dee Dee, I got it at Austin Sewing and Quilting, and it's up in Round Rock. That's where I got that. So a Fabricher, that's cute. Heidi says I'm a Fabricher. The cup wall hanging, what pattern is that? That's a Lori Holt. Yeah, that's a little coffee cup pattern. This actually came, I want to say it was one of those Table Runner of the Month clubs, and I only put 4 of them and make that work. You have a refurbished cabinet. I've got to do something with that. I really do. So, oh, Janie, you're not late. Oh, I need to let you guys know, the gentleman, Janie reminded me, the gentleman who was going to have a Quilters Estate sale. I had talked about that earlier this week or last week. He has changed his mind. He's having some health issues, and then he's going to he's putting it off. Y'all, she passed in February. I don't think he's ready yet to let go of all of that stuff. So we have to give him some grace on that. And I said, that's fine. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. So Sassy, I will. She says, when you figure out how to store all that thread, please share. Y'all, I have seen a lot of different solutions for thread storage. And the thing I'm thinking of, I mean, even if I was to put racks, with the little pegs and everything on that, the door in my, the sliding barn door that covers my bat cave, I could put top floor to ceiling racks on that and it wouldn't be enough. I have a lot. So is Glide better than Floriani? Valentina, that's a good question. I read typos. You need to use the best thread that your machine likes. And so I recommend just getting a couple of spools of certain threads, because not one thread spool, you might have a snag in one of them or something. You never know. A manufacturer defect happens. But I recommend a couple of different threads. Just get some threads of various different manufacturers and try them in your machine and make sure that your machine likes them. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Heidi says she suffers from complete set syndrome. Yeah, that can be expensive. Glide. Oh, everyone's saying Glide is made in America. That's great. So I have used certain thread brands. Like I had a whole bunch of Floriani thread. When we bought the Janome MB7, it was a 7 needle. And the Floriani is a 40 weight, exactly like Exquisite or Isocord or Glide. They're all 40 weights. Okay. The Floriani, I had problems with it in my I had problems with it. It seemed okay in the Janome. When I put it on my brother machines, I didn't have success with it. Okay. So a lot of times it's not necessarily the thread. It may not be the machine. It could be environmental stuff. We're very humid here in South Texas. It could have been that. So there's all different kinds of issues with embroidery thread. But when I use Exquisite from Dime or Isacord or Glide, I don't have any trouble at all. It works fine. So I sold my Floriani thread, and some people use Floriani and they absolutely love it. So it just depends on your machine and where you live and all that. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say one is better than the other, but my machines definitely love Glide thread. And the colors in Glide are just gorgeous. I don't know what it is, whoever's choosing those colors. And I got everything except the pink lemonade. That's on back order. He did not have that. So dang, that sounds like a pretty color, doesn't it? Pink lemonade. Valentina just bought 2 boxes of Floriani. Well, good. 200. Excellent. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say one is better than the other. It totally depends on your machine. And it is true. Machines are finicky about threads. I know that. I've definitely experienced that in my long arm, which is just a ginormous embroidery machine, right? So you guys are finding each other. Hey, good morning. Everybody's here. Yeah, Patty says pink lemonade is on back order. So do you have it, or is it? I haven't seen it. You use pink lemonade on the long arm all the time. I bet that's beautiful. Oh, I didn't get the cones. I got the spools. The cones were $12.99, and he's got all of those as well. Maybe I should have got a cone of pink lemonade. So, okay. So you guys are, I swear, it depends on where you're at in the country for sure. For sure. So oh, you know what? We also were cutting yesterday in the class. We cut on the scan and cut the pieces for the little project we were doing. And I got to tell y'all, I created the kits. Okay. And the kits, I had to put heat and bond light on the back of all of the cut pieces. And you guys, ooh, it's hot in here. You guys, when I put the heat and bond light on the back of the fabric, I used my heat press, the big one that you use to like do t-shirt decals and whatnot, 325 for 7 seconds. It worked perfect. Nobody had their heat and bond coming off the fabric and sticking on their mats that I was aware of. It just all worked perfect. I couldn't believe it. So I'm a firm believer that if you can't get your heat and bond, if you're getting stuck on your mat and whatnot, you're having issues with either your iron not being hot enough or anything like that. So, or, gosh, you guys, your comments are just crazy. I can't keep up with them all. It's hard to read them for sure. I'll just let you talk amongst yourselves. I have cones of Isacord that I got from, you need Essentials and Stitch Artist for my class. Yes, you do. Stitch Artist. I prefer Stitch Artist 3. You can do it in Stitch Artist 2. So, where was I? Do I have step-by-step notes on how to resize the Autumn? I'm not resizing Autumn. No, I'm not resizing that. You guys, the Autumn Love is a pre-created embroidery designed by Riley Blake. I am not going to be resizing that at all. No, not going to be doing that. So, anyway, a lady had passed away. She was in a nursing home and she couldn't use, how did that work? She had not passed away. I don't know. A girl I worked with, Tammy, her mom is an embroiderer and quilter. And so her mom went and got cones, lots of cones of all of the Isacord thread, not the spools, the big ones. And her mom went through and took everything she wanted and whatever were duplicates. I'm not sewing anything today. I'm traveling. So anyway, I would, her mom took everything she wanted and gave me about, oh gosh, must have been 30 cones of thread of Isacord. And I still have it. So when I teach a workshop, do you need an embroidery machine? Yes. You should bring, when I teach my workshops and my classes, you should bring your scan and cut and an embroidery machine, because we cut the pieces, and then that way you can see how when you created the design on the laptop, that it works in your embroidery machine and everything fits. So oh, good. Mary Jane got a scan and cut CM 350 for $60 on Marketplace. Good job. Yep, that'll work good. That'll work just fine. That's the cool thing when you're doing the snap-applique method. Are we actually sewing something on the cruise? Absolutely. Yeah. You don't need to bring your machines though. You have everything. They'll have everything for you. Just bring you. Oh, that reminds me, you guys, when you're coming on the cruise, those of you that are coming to the cruise, going to be on our cruise, put your rotary cutters in your check baggage. Do not bring them through. Don't carry them on the ship. Put them into your suitcases to check them. Okay. Otherwise, they'll get confiscated in your carry-on, and no irons. They'll take those on the cruises. Don't do that. Do you need a laptop for the cruise? You can. You can bring a laptop if you want to follow along. You certainly can. Yes. You don't need it. You don't have to have it. What heat press do I recommend? Sharon's asking. I don't know the name of mine. I got it. I don't know who made it. I got it at All Brands. It's one of those big ones, the big hand, you pull it down. It's got a big spring. Harriet she has one of those HTV Ront presses that she used to make all the pieces for the workshop that we did in Indiana, and that seemed to work fine. When is Keith's next Sophia class? Jane, I think it's going to be Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's going to be Wednesday for sure. Idlewise loves the HTV Ront 12 by 12. Yeah, I don't have one of those since I have the big one, I don't know. Plus it takes up landscape in my room. I don't have space for. My mind is still whirling with how am I going to store? And I have to see all those threads. I don't know what I'm going to do. Does it have to be in Brilliance, or can you use Vernia for snap-applique? So you guys, for snap-applique, you can use any high-end embroidery software. Any software. Now, I teach in Brilliance. I don't know Vernia, okay? But if you know your software, like there was a lady there yesterday who knows PEP, which is that Perfect Embroidery Pro from Dime. And if she knows how to use that, then go ahead and do that. Just look in your instructions, your user guide, how to import vector graphics, because the scan and cut creates the vector graphics. So you need to know how to do that. And then you need to know from there, after you import the vector graphic, how to convert that vector graphic into applique. Those are the two things that you need to be able to do. If you have, that's a good idea. Elizabeth said, look at a rack that revolves. That's a really good idea. I ought to find one for a shop that's going out of business. I have to think about that. Yeah. So that's all you need. If you have high-end embroidery software, you don't have to have in Brilliance. And by the way, right now in Brilliance, there's a coupon out right now through the 12th, May 12th, a couple more days. And I've got it listed down below in the description box. Okay. Bye, Connie. Enjoy your quilt meeting. That'll be great. A spice rack that hangs on the wall for the threads. Heidi, that's a good idea. My problem is the wall space. I don't have wall space. Oh, really? Okay. We're going to be up near Amarillo. I might have to pop in there. I want to see that. That's a good, let me see. Come on. There you go. If you're in or through Amarillo, the Knotted Thread is a wonderful quilt shop. Thank you for sharing that, Beth. That's awesome. I might have to do that. We are spending the night in Amarillo in July on our way. How do I decide a color of thread for the quilt top? Vicki, that's a really good question. So if I'm doing an end-to-end, or pantographs are the paper, but the end-to-end design doesn't matter. How do I decide the thread color? I will pull off a whole bunch of thread off of a spool and puddle it on the fabric and see what's going to look good. Harriet, Quilting with Harriet, recommends tan, white, or gray. I know that Belge Cats, any ScanNCut, any of them work. CM or XP or the XDX, SDX models, any of them. So, gosh, you guys are asking so many questions. I'm going to squirrel. I can't do that. I'm sorry. So I will puddle the thread on the fabric and look at it. And I know Angela Walters, she mentioned she likes to use a very light yellow. So not a lemon color, but more of a softer yellow. So that really works well. So I'm more of using something that's going to blend better. If I have to have light colors in dark fabrics, that's okay. Right. So like this is background quilted and it's background quilted with a white cross hatching. You can't even see it in that navy blue. So it just looks good on everything. And that's background quilted with white, or it's not background. I've done a cross hatch over the whole thing. So so Susan says she sometimes uses variegated thread for quilting. I did not get the variegated or the metallics. I didn't even know Glide had metallics, but I got all thread that except for the variegated and the metallics, because I don't use variegated thread a whole lot. And I have so many King Star metallics that I did not get those. So, oh my goodness, y'all. I'm afraid my battery's going to die here. You like variegated thread, Sandy? That's good. I guess it really just depends on the quilt, right? So let's see here. What else? I brought with me. Oh, let me show you. I brought along to stitch on, and I even did a little reel on it. I brought along my Bella box. And I did some stitching. I made the little pin cushion. And I don't have it with me here. It's out in the truck, being already packed up and ready to go. So I did the little pin cushion in here. And I got the instructions in. Yeah. So I'll show you guys which one that is. They sold out of these Bella boxes, you guys, which is unusual. So this is the one that I made. I just have to put it together. So I don't have it in here, the finished deal, because like I said, it's packed and it's out in the truck ready to go. But I was happy to get a little stitching done. I had some downtime. The weather really cleared after my talk on Tuesday at the Quilt Guild. And Keith and I had lunch and he went down for a nap. And I was sitting outside listening to music and reading my phone. And I was like, I need to do some stitching. So what pre-wound bobbins do I use? I like the dime pre-wound bobbins that come in a tube. And I have all of those. I've got several tubes of them. And I love them. So this is just a nice thing to have if you're going to go somewhere. Did anyone buy the Firm Foundation pattern and things above kit? I have it, Jackie. I'm working on that quilt. Oh, and I told Yasmita that I really liked the new bag she came up with for quilt organization. And she's going to go ahead and make 200 of them. So we'll get those into the country, get them made. And they're looking for like an October release. Hopefully she'll have them at Quilt Festival. So that'll be cool. Be neat. I've got to take some pictures for her so she can start her marketing. It's so fun to be part of the industry and test things out, see what works and whatnot. It's great. You going to try some paper piecing? All right, Vicki, good for you. Yeah, that bag is real big. It's deep, so it'll hold like 10 or more the Easy Stacks trays and be able to put all that in. You can, it's big enough to put your thread in there if you want to put, you know, different colors of thread. So do I use pre-wound bobbins in my long arm? No, Alyssa, I do not. I make my own bobbins. Yeah. So, oh, I'd love to see Gordon. I think, is this Gordon or is this his other half? Waiting for the long armor to finish your firm foundation. You've got that done. I need to jump back on that and get it finished. I'd like to have that. Yeah, I'm thinking those 200 bags are going to go quick. Yes. Especially in Houston. I don't know what colors she's going to be carrying. Right now I have the aqua. I really wanted her to get into more pastels, the colors like a lighter pink, maybe a light lilac, something like this, a lime green, but that was just going to be way too expensive because all of her zippers match. So there's all those dyeing things that go in. So there's more than 200 that want those bags. I hope so. I hope so. So we'll see what she brings to market or to the quilt festival in October. I hope so. She's a wonderful lady, and I love to support the small business. So, are we all switching to Glide? No, I just bought a whole bunch of Glide. I was at the Austin Sewing and Quilting shop, and I bought a spool. Not the cone. I bought a spool of every color, over 300. I didn't get, oh my gosh. Good thing I didn't get Lori Holt's Americana sew-along kit. I know it's beautiful. I know it is. Y'all, there's not enough hours in the day. I have to. Okay, Jackie says, having trouble finding additional recommended fabrics. Not good with picking fabrics. Any suggestion? For what, sweetheart? Which one are you looking for? Okay. Yeah, I am so anxious to get started on Autumn Love. I think that's is Glide a polyester? Elizabeth, I don't know. I don't think it's a rayon. I think it is a poly. Yeah. Lady asked in our Facebook group, let me pull up. She had an interesting question. Oh, someone asked me, what's the best table for my luminaire? And she just got a new luminaire and she wants to know what's the best table for it. So you need a table that's not going to, I would recommend a table that's got legs that are sturdy enough to withstand the shake. So that's a 44-pound machine, I think. And if you're doing satin stitching, it's going to, and it's going to shake. So anything that doesn't have spindly legs, you need something that I originally had tables from IKEA that had the little Adelis legs, and those are metal spindle legs. It was terrible. They look great, but I had to get rid of them. I am using a Flexi Spot table, and it handles the shake just fine. So if you want to get a Flexi Spot, I have it linked below in the description box. That one works really well, and then it can go up and down based on the height of my chair, or if I'm standing versus sitting, and I really like that. So I'm using a Flexi Spot M7, I think it's called, or E7 table on my luminaire. If you can get a table like a desk that has solid sides, that's a great table for any kind of large embroidery machine it's got to withstand that shake. That's the biggest thing. Okay, another question somebody had, what's the difference between retain and synthropol to block a quilt? So retain, R-E-T-A-Y-N-E. Y'all, retain is a chemical that fixes dyes to fabric. It's not really designed as a blocking. To block a quilt, you only really need to get it wet. And then you can use the moisture in the fabric to be able to get it to the shape that you want. Okay. So retain is used in attaching fabric dye to fibers. That's used in usually in the manufacturing process. You can purchase it commercially. And then synthropol, it's a detergent that suspends dye particles. I'm reading here so that they don't reattach to fabric. Again, used in the manufacturing process. I don't recommend putting those chemicals into your quilts. If you are to the blocking stage of doing your quilts, y'all, I just don't recommend that you do that. Okay, thank you, Jackie. She said she'll send me an email. Y'all, if you need to set your fabric colors, use vinegar. Okay, set your fill a sink with cold water. All right, I'm going to actually be doing that with y'all to set the reds in the Christmas quilt that we're making in July. The kits are available. I have a link below, but the kits are available at Two Chicks Quilting, and it's going to be for beginners. But I'll be putting those into a vinegar bath. Okay, I'll fill a sink with cold water or a bucket and put in a cup of vinegar into that and put all the fabrics into there and then let those sit for about an hour. They'll want to bleed or whatever, that's fine. And then just go ahead and let those things sit and soak up all of that, and then rinse them in cold water until they run clear. Okay, until the rinse runs clear. Vinegar works wonderfully to set colors. You want to block a quilt, just get it wet with plain water. I don't recommend the vinegar when you're blocking. Blocking is what you're going to do at the end of the quilting process after you've already pieced it, or if you have a panel that's wonky. Okay, but yeah, vinegar is better for you. I do not recommend getting any chemicals at all. To let the manufacturers handle that. Okay. You don't know what you might be sensitive to. You don't know if you're going to gift the quilt. You don't know what the person receiving it is sensitive to. So that's just me. I wouldn't do that. Stay away from the synthropol and the retain. Okay. You know, those are used in dyeing fabrics, and we're not dyeing. By the time you get to where you're quilt piecing, that process has already happened. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. If you're using hot water is going to it's going to make stuff bleed. That's why you use cold. You want to set before you wash it. Okay, before you wash it, give it a cold water vinegar bath. I fill a standard kitchen sink, cup of vinegar, put it in there. Y'all, just like Easter eggs. Remember back in the day when we made our own Easter eggs and colored them, dyed them ourselves? Before the Paz kits, my mother would put out cups of cold water with a tablespoon of vinegar in them. And then she'd drop in the little color dyes, and then we'd put our eggs in there and let the eggs sit for a few minutes. And remember, the egg would float and it'd have a little bald spot on the top of it. And you'd have to turn that egg to the back. So, does embroidery thread fade too, Sharon? Keep it out of the sun, but poly threads can really hold their color. They can withstand heat. I just don't leave them in the sun. Okay. So you still do that? Yeah. So anyway, the same thing. We will be doing a vinegar bath on all of the red fabric in the kit that I got from Two Chicks Quilting in order to set that red dye. I don't know if they're going to bleed or not. Okay, so set the red fabric first, and then I will put it into, because they're fat quarters, I will put it into bags, the lingerie bags. Okay. And then I will do probably a cool water wash or a warm water wash. I'm not sure, not hot. You don't want to do that. Okay. And then you can use all of your color catchers and whatnot. You're going to waste, if you don't do a vinegar bath first, you're going to waste your color catchers because they'll get overwhelmed with the dye. Okay. So Jane says she does black and other dark colors as well. Navy, black, yep, they can. I haven't had problems with deep purple, but lots of chat about thread today. Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of been my weekend. 860 on here. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. If you're brand new, let us know in the chat. I've got a sunshine committee wandering around, and they would love to welcome you in. We have a virtual kitchen. You don't need to go to another site. You're in the right place. And lots of folks wandering around in there. And on your way in, hit the thumbs up button if you would, and consider subscribing so we can spend more time together. The ironing is going to be hot, so why not put it in the dryer? The reason I don't put fabric in the dryer, Cindy, is because of the shred. Yeah, that fabric will ravel. I will usually lay mine out. So in order to dry all my fat quarters, I won't be putting it in the dryer on that particular quilt because I'm going to go ahead and lay out bath towels all over. We have a pool table in the game room, and I'll lay them out on that. You can lay them out on a bed. Just let them air dry. Okay, I will do that. And then I will press all of them and get them ready and then refold them into fat quarters. But that's how I'm going to pre-treat all that red fabric for that Christmas quilt. You can serge the edges of your fabric. Yes, you can do that, Diane. Absolutely. Does that mean I wash all the fat quarters? I generally don't. I usually only wash red. Yeah. You know, it depends on your fabric, you guys. Give it a test. Give it a test. Okay. I do wash it after the vinegar bath. I don't want my quilt smelling like pickles. Oh, Deborah's here. She's new. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. Will the fabric shrink? It might. It might. Yep. Scotty dog, you here? You run in the kitchen? Atta girl. That's great. So I generally don't wash my quilts, but my quilts aren't used like y'all's are. Okay. I keep them myself. Now, the ones for my grandkids, I tend not to use reds in those. So, oh, you're getting Yazzie bags today. Good for you. Awesome, Scotty. That's great. I hope you use my coupon code. If you guys need any Yazzie bags at all, I've got a link below. If you click that link and the coupon code PTWT10, you'll get 10% off. White vinegar or cider vinegar? Good question, Sandy. I use white. Yep. You can use faultless spray after they dry. Yep. Matter of fact, I just ordered a case of faultless quilting and fabric spray. Yeah, the pink bottles of that. I ordered a case of that. They had a deal on Quilts in a Day, so I ordered 6 bottles. Wanted to make sure I've got it. If you have 5 in a square already, would I do the same? Oh, you worry about, if you have 5-inch squares already, don't. Nope. So if you are using pre-cuts, okay, anything smaller than a fat quarter, I would soak it in a vinegar bath. Okay. It reds, blacks, navies. I haven't had navies run, but reds for sure. Soak them in a vinegar bath, rinse them as much as you can. All right. Just rinse. I wouldn't use any soap, and then let them lay out flat to dry. Don't put them in the dryer. Don't put them in the washer. They are just going to fray like crazy. It doesn't matter whether you use a lingerie bag or not. Do I use veggie vinegar or cleaning vinegar? Margie, I just use vinegar. The cheap stuff from H-E-B. Yep. You haven't seen the pink faultless? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. It's their Magic, because Faultless owns the Magic brand. Yep. It's their quilting. It's specifically for quilting. I love it. It has no scent to it at all. It doesn't smell. It works great. It has fabric relaxers in it, so your creases will automatically start to just lay down as soon as you spray it. Oh, it's cheaper at Walmart. Okay. Yeah. I don't use the blue can of Faultless. Like I used to use Faultless for my military uniforms because you wanted that super crisp crease in your sleeves and your pants and all that stuff. The pink bottle doesn't flake, and that's really, really nice. Okay. Oh, good. I need to do this. I'm going to, let's see. Thanks to whoever recommended peroxide. I saw that in our Facebook group for removing scorch marks from an ironing board. I need to do that on the one I have at home until I go ahead and replace the fabric. It's terrible. Are the easy stacks going to be remade for quilting use? I don't know, Peggy. I've been in contact with that gentleman, and he's a small business owner. I'm not sure. I haven't had any success getting commitments from him. So, oh, Lynn, you're off schedule. You went on vacation. 8 a.m., my friend. So, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. My husband's giving me the wind up here. He's ready to go. We need to close up the motorhome, get it ready to travel, and we've got a couple of hours ahead of us to get home from up here in Georgetown. It'll take us about 2 hours to get home. We're taking the 1:30, so I don't have to go through Austin. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for spending your morning with me. Be sure to come back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, and we will have Giveaway Friday. I'll show you all my new thread, probably still be in the box. I don't know, but tomorrow we'll get some stitching done, hopefully. I might even do some embroidery tomorrow. I don't know, but we're going to do something. I'm just so excited to get on my embroidery machine again. So please give the video a thumbs up. And thank you for all of your questions. I hope I was helpful. I love all the comments in the chat. If you get a chance, tell me your favorite fabric treatment method in the comments below the video if you're watching on replay, because I love everyone's ideas. All right. We'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.